Away you go, boys.
Again, a bit of a tough start. The first
Yeah,
20,
shocking start.
20
Terrible
minutes.
start.
What was going wrong in that first 20 minutes?
Oh, we couldn't get our hands on the ball at the contest. We're just blown away by a side who plays contests really well. And we played them only 50 odd days ago, I think it was, and we were actually able to match them in that part of the game. And clearly they learnt a little bit from that. They had some personnel that were different. We had some personnel that were different. But they just smashed us up around the ball, and you can't sugarcoat that. They were just bigger, stronger, and better.
Going out to your leaders, Zach Butters it was well held by Cooper Lord pretty early on. Was there a message to him?
I thought he was okay. No, I thought Zach was okay. I thought he tried his guts out all day. I think he's, but Cooper's done some good jobs too. But I think Zach was close to probably our best player again. So, yes, when you're getting tagged and you're still close to your team's best player, you probably should take some credit.
Yeah, later injury obviously didn't help. How bad was he? Should he probably not come back on?
No, he rolled his ankle, so you go down and you fix that up and you give him some help and support and get him back out. Like, we wouldn't, if it was anything worse than that, we wouldn't certainly take that chance with Aaliyah. He's been such a warrior for us. He's had to hold up a lot this year with some of the challenges that we've faced. But to me, that says we're not giving up. We're trying. We want to win, and Aaliyah wants to win and wants to go back out there. And I don't think that's reckless. I think that's okay as long as you've got real clarity on what the injury is.
How hamstrung are you as a coach when you don't have a break and you're getting smashed, like you said, around the ball, and you send the messages out, but not much is happening?
Yeah, we've got a lot of youth out there, and I think it's a bit too much, probably a little bit at the moment. But look, they were just better. We don't need to make up any fluffy stuff about us other than Carlton belted us.
Jack Whitlock was one of those young guys out there, kicked multiple goals, the only one.
Yeah.
Today, how did you sort of see his game up
I really like what Jack's done. I think he's been a really good player. In fact, we had our first 3 years out there today, who were, we're pretty positive about what they do. And if you're looking for the positives for me, that's something for the future that I've said all along for the last couple of weeks, the optimism around Port going forward. Get some players back that are not out there currently, and you put that youth and development into them. Witters was fantastic today to kick 3 goals. That's a pretty good effort in a team that wasn't giving him a lot of opportunity. Pretty positive. I thought Murray's second half, like when he came on the ground, was really important. Probably, he's a couple of centimetres off being, maybe a goal scorer or two himself in the last half. So, there's some positives in that. Berry, I think his contest stuff's come forward and really positive in those spaces. I think that's okay.
What has Whitlock been? What's the focus been for him this year? Obviously, come in pretty thin and it's looking like he's put on a bit of size.
Get a bit of size. Get a bit of volume into your body that can cope with AFL. He's not ready to physically play AFL ready right now, but when you are where we are, we take the opportunity to give him some experiences that will only help him through the pre-season when he gets hopefully a bit bigger, a bit stronger, and that's still work in progress. He's first year tall forward. They take a fair bit of time, and you've got to be a bit patient. But I'm pretty optimistic around what his future looks like.
On the flip side, one journey beginning, but Travis Boak's coming to an end. Just one last hurrah next week. Have you turned your attention towards anything like that for yourself and for Travis to close?
Yeah, I think it's happening. It's the last time. So for Trav particularly, and clearly my last game as coach of Port Adelaide. So it's been a long time coming, but I'm glad it's here now. I'm sort of glad it's here, and because of the challenges this year's put upon us, we can actually particularly celebrate Trav, and I hope that's what it is. The boys, get out there next week and have a real crack for Trav, and we. Funnily enough for myself, we play the Gold Coast where I come from to come to Port, so there's something in that too that's okay as well. So, glad it's here. I'm sick of the. Be honest, I'm sick of the wait. It's been a bit of a battle to get to the end, and we've got here now. And I'm really proud of the way we as a footy club and Trav, myself, and everyone involved with our footy club have been able to keep our spirits up and our energy up to get to the end of the season with lots of challenges.
Would you coach again this season if you just went back to the start? Like, would you have stayed out this year, or do you feel you should have perhaps stepped down at the end of earlier in the season?
I find that highly offensive.
No, I don't mean as in because of what's gone on. Just you're saying it's been a battle and it's keen to.
No. I'm saying I don't never. That's not for me. It's even that way. The question's unfair because I committed and the club committed to seeing the season out right from the very start of the year, and we said all the way along we knew what was going on. Yeah, the challenges that came don't make any difference to our position on what we were trying to achieve through this year. And rightly or wrongly, the latter will say we certainly didn't perform well enough, but internally I think we've probably put ourselves in a really good spot going forward, we've been able to focus on some of the stuff, and I've been able to focus on just coaching the team week to week. I think that's been okay, and I think it sets us up for a really positive 2026, and for Josh's first year, I think it gives him a great chance.
How is Josh involved as a coach this year alone?
Oh, he's had some other challenges. He's had to work with list management as well as recruiting and all the things that are going on right now, which go on quite a bit in the back half of the year. So he's been able to put all his time and effort and energy into that, and it certainly allows him to think about his team and how he wants his team to look next year. And that's really, again, back to the first question, that allowed him to do that with great clarity without having to feel sort of sitting in the seat and we're getting beaten badly. What's he distracted? I think we've put his energy into the right spots for the future. All good? Thanks, guys.
Cheers.